I want to be one of the first to say this to you. Happy New Year. We're only a few days into it. Well, actually, 2 days into it. But hopefully, you're not already of the mindset of 2026 is canceled on the 2027. I want to be one of the first to wish you a Happy New Year. And although I'm already going to have some pessimistic people that say, well, why does it take the start of a new year to make changes in your life? We're just going to ignore that for now and just say, Jan 1st is a good time to start some good habits and let's have a better year than last year. So, yeah, Happy New Year. I don't know how you welcomed in the new year. I welcomed by watching college football all day. Something I'm trying to do this year is I didn't place a single bet. So, and we'll get into that. I have a whole episode I want to have dedicated to that topic. So, we'll talk about that at a different time. But yeah, new year, new me, I guess. No betting. And good thing I stopped because I definitely would have lost on the Ohio State Miami game. I knew Oregon would win. Well, whatever. We'll we'll talk about that stuff on at a different time. Some things that, new year, new me and all that, but some things that haven't changed yet is I still haven't seen Stranger Things. I haven't seen a single episode of Stranger Things. I know there's all that hype going into Stranger Things. So since I don't know what's going on and I'm on Twitter, I don't understand any of the spoilers. So I'm telling myself that someday I'll watch the show, but I still haven't gotten there. Let me know if that's something I should actually get into because I naturally do like to hate on things. So let me know if it is one of those shows that I'm just going to watch and end up, being a hater on. So we don't want that. We're all about positivity, but I am a hater when it comes to media. So I'll just let y'all enjoy it. But yeah, with those resolutions for me, my number one New Year resolution is I want to get in good enough shape that I can maybe run unattached in a track meet. So I want to get back to, I know I'm going to be 32 this year. That's crazy. But I want to get back to being not competitive because the way these kids can run these days is nuts. Like I want to be able to go out there and watch people see me run and be like, damn, he's in his 30s. Like I don't want them to confuse me for someone that's still training in college, but I want people to be like, damn, he's in his 30s. Like that's the level of athlete I'm going for these days. Especially after having two knee surgeries in 2025. Like that. I feel like that'd be a pretty good win. I also want to read for fun again. All the school really has destroyed my willingness to read, but I want to get back to reading for fun. Not that I ever was someone that read like, a bunch of books a year, but you know, I want to get a I want to have an in-home library. So I think it would just be nice to start getting into the habit of reading. Maybe it'll keep me off my phone more. Hopefully not keeping you off your phone because of course I want you listening to me, but you know, we could all read a little bit more. But one thing I do want to say, I've been watching all these videos of like New Year celebrations and if there's anything that and I'm not trying to be a hater on the US right now, but like our New Year countdowns, we think they're the shit. Like I caught myself getting hyped about we're doing this big thing in Chicago on the river for the New Year, or in New York, Times Square, all that stuff. As a kid, you're like that would be one of the craziest places to do the countdown. And then like random city in China has the craziest drone show. All these other countries are just shitting on our celebrations. So I'm not saying that's an indicator of how down bad we actually are, but like of course, a New Year celebration isn't. There is no correlation with how good your New Year celebration is to how good your country is, but we're supposed to be the shit at everything. So I don't know, y'all. We need to step our games up. Like we need to step it up because like I'm a red blooded American. It was irritating me to see China just shit on us with bringing in the New Year. Like that's not supposed to happen. So yeah, we do need to step that up. But yeah, like of course, we couldn't get far into the new year without the controversy. Before we get into it, if you could like, share, subscribe, this podcast available on Spotify, video on YouTube, anywhere, pretty much anywhere, clips on TikTok, Reels, anywhere you take in your media, you can find the A Day with Dre podcast. But all right, let's get into it. Let's move on. So first, of course, I got to talk about something that's near and dear to my heart. What's going on in Minnesota? Because as a Minnesotan myself, I'm seeing all this stuff about fraud, and now apparently, um, all the federal funds for childcare. So a lot of childcare, like like your programs like Head Start, stuff like that, are heavily funded. They're subsidized by the government. And some guy, some independent reporter, which independent reporter is crazy. I think people hear that and think like politically independent reporter, but he's just like not from a big news company. Just someone that has a camera crew, goes around, can spew whatever rhetoric they want or whatever. I'm not even gonna get into this person, but he goes to some daycares that are apparently Somali owned or Somali ran. Says that they're claiming to be taking care of X amount of children. There's no children here. It's all fraud. That causes, of course, this huge backlash, and it starts snowballing on social media. I'll post links to some of the stuff that people are saying in the bio, but it starts snowballing on social media into like the worst fraud we've seen. And of course, it really just turns into this anti Somalian rhetoric, whatever. There's obviously a hidden agenda here. It's just really people's problem with the Somalian population in Minnesota. And this is just the latest attempt to try to criminalize these people. Now, with that being said, is there probably some fraud going on? Most likely, anytime you have a bunch of people and a bunch of money, there's going to be fraud. What's interesting is this is being painted as strictly like Somali American, which is Somali Minnesotan in this instance, is being painted as a Somali American Ponzi scheme. And I'm sure if you climb through all of it, because everyone sees the video and he goes to a Somalian daycare, and they're just like, all the fraud in Minnesota is Somalian now. Which, first of all, that's crazy. Again, if you can't see what's being done, they're picking a group of people that they know is easy. It's an easy group for people to point at and be like, get them out of here. And they're getting you angry at this group of people. And then next, it's all the problems in Minnesota, all the problems that are going on are because this group of people are taking this money and not opening daycares. So why should this is what your tax dollars are going to. That's the play at hand. There's going to be no talk of any of the, possibly not Somalian, other minority owned, uh, you know, white American owned. There's going to be no talk of any fraud in any other type of daycare. It's only going to be focused on the Somalian daycares. That way, people will get mad about the Somalians, and it'll further the agenda to have ICE start deporting people again. It's just one big play, and it's so obvious. And that's not me saying that fraud is okay, but just because if there's a few Somalian owned daycares that have had fraud problems, that doesn't mean you dismissed all the other daycares that do it just to say they should be living clean as a whistle. Like, no, like no one should be doing the fraud. And the media outlets only talking about the one. It's one thing for an independent journalist that's trying to push an agenda. Of course, we know the big media outlets are also trying to push an agenda, but like, if you're going to report the news, then report all of it. Talk about everyone. Stop trying to vilify this one group of people. And again, it's like you're trying to start like an ethnic war, and they're going to keep trying in different ways. Right now, that's the group in Minnesota. That's the one of the groups that the right leaning media likes to pick on. And of course, it has to be Minnesota because Minnesota is run by Tim Walz. Walz was the vice president candidate in the race against Donald Trump and JD Vance. So it's like, it's all so political. It's not even about being right or wrong. Because, like I said, they're not talking about any of the other groups of people. It's just optics. It's Tim Walz. They go, Tim Walz, the soy boy, has this state, and he's allowing these people because they already know that a lot of Americans are going to be like, well, those aren't real Americans. Just look how they were talking about the dude that ran for mayor of Minneapolis. It's just sickening. So it's not even about the fraud. And then, even if it was, let's say it is just only about the fraud, it's not some anti-Somalian Islamophobic thing. Let's say it's actually about the fraud. Why would you cut off all funding to all the daycares in the state. What is that supposed to like? If there's fraud, investigate the fraud. Don't punish all daycares for it. Like that's going to have serious negative repercussions. Like I understand that if there's fraud, you get to the bottom of it, but like we got people, we got kids that still need to be taken care of. And I know people are going to be like, well, not on my tax dollars, not on my tax dollars. And this is literally just playing. Like, if people still had to be active members of society and didn't just want to yell at each other on the internet, like we're just so used to being losers online and not trying to actually be a part of a functioning society where people are supposed to come together. Instead, it's just, I only want to help people that look like me. But then the people that are so anti everybody else don't want to do anything but sit online and complain about everybody else. Like it's just so cool to just sit online and be like, the left says this, the right says this, the left wants you to believe, the right wants you to believe, and it's just like, you just go touch some fucking grass. How about in 2026 be a normal person and be able to actually have conversations with people instead of just sitting online. Like if you click on one thing on Twitter, on Reddit, you'll just fall into this rabbit hole of the left wants you to believe fraud is okay, and then on the other end it's just the right is, the right is doing this, the right is doing this, and the same people. And right now it's especially easy to pick on the right, the people that are just always like, can't stop winning, Trump's on top, America can't stop winning, in the same breath will keep talking about how terrible these places are and how they need to be fixed. So it's like, if, like, I don't know, you got to make your mind, are we winning or are we not? Because if we're winning, then why are we just sitting here picking on people spreading misinformation? I see people reposting things that say 500 arrests have been made in 2026 because of the fraud in Minnesota. And like, do you know how stupid you are to actually believe that? But whatever, whatever. It's just people being losers online. And then me looking into this and reading about this, I fell into some other rabbit hole about like this group of people called Griopers, apparently led by what's his name, Nick Fuentes. And oh man, that's just like, I wish, can we leave being a loser online, a bigot, incel? Can we leave that in 2025, please? Like it's wild. But yeah, of course, there are certain ideologies that go with the left and go with the right. But I promise you, if you're posting a YouTube video, you're posting videos on whatever, and it starts with what the left doesn't want you to know or catchphrases like that, you're a loser. I'm sorry. That shit's so lame. Can you actually articulate a true opinion, an argument based on reality instead of pearl clutching about things that aren't even real? Like I watched this video of this woman in Australia complaining about this area where it was a lot of brown people, like probably South Asian, something like that, complaining about how they were just peaceful, minding their business. And she's like, they're taking over. It's just like, what? These people are minding their business, shopping, and you're just so triggered by a bunch of people walking around not paying attention to you. It's like, just stop being a loser. You're not a victim. Just because there are more people that look different doesn't mean you're a victim. We're just so, and when I say we, I mean like humans, we're just so stupid. So stupid. Like, we're tripping about Mamdani getting sworn in. People are still going on the, I can't believe New York let someone swear in on a Quran. Do you remember what happened on 9/11? And it's like, okay, well, do you remember that the Germans that were killing all those people in Europe, but a lot of them claim to be Christians? Do we just hold that over every white Christian person? No. Like, is every Asian person responsible for Pearl Harbor? No. Like that's just not how it works. Just because someone is from the same ethnicity, has the same religion, doesn't mean that they're responsible for the actions of people from that religion. And then those same people that are like, how can you let someone swear in to be mayor of New York on a Quran? If you even think for 1 second to associate them with the sins of their great grandparents and or their parents in Jim Crow and slavery, then it's just like, how dare you lump me in with them just because I'm white? And then they'll sit there and be like, yeah, Mamdani's a terrorist because he swore in on the Quran. Like, we're just so fucking stupid. And if it's not Islamophobia, then the New York Post had to make a comment about the shoes his wife had on at the inauguration. They like put that the shoes were like $600 or something like that. And they're like, oh, socialist mayor's wife wears $600 shoes. And then once again are proving that people don't understand what socialism is, because socialism does not mean you can't become rich. Everyone wants to talk about how socialist California is. California probably has more rich people there than anywhere else in America. Canada is more socialist. They pay more taxes. They have a more socialist society. Last time I checked, there are rich Canadians. Like, socialism doesn't mean that you can't be rich. It just means that there are more of the tax burden is put back into the betterment of the society instead of people hoarding that wealth themselves. Doesn't mean that you can't become wealthy. There will still, under socialism, there are still poor people, there are still rich people. Socialism does not equal communism. Like, we sit here and we want to complain, like, as people can't afford to buy homes, as people are complaining about the cost of groceries, and that's under capitalism. And but we're not open to any ideas of doing things. America will never not be capitalist. It's the idea of implementing slightly more socialist ideas because some places need them. Like, we want to act like we don't know what socialism is, but Medicare and Medicaid is socialism. Your social security, literally social security checks are part of socialism. All the old people that, get to a point where they can stop working and then get something from the government. Yeah, and they're just like, well, that's not socialism. I paid into the government, so I'm entitled to whoop de doo. You're almost there. You're almost getting it. That's literally exactly that's what socialism is. People pay into something and it benefits them. It's for the welfare of everyone. It's just crazy how we have at our fingertips the ability to look up things and understand things. And it's like, there are just people that have a lot of wealth and ego gets involved. Even though you have more money than you'll ever need, you want to be, some people just want to be known as the richest person ever, or you want to be in this club of rich people and they just want to keep hoarding more. So they make you believe, although socialism is going to would really hurt people that are making more money than any of us will ever make. Anybody listening to this, but they want you to believe that it's going to hurt you. And honestly, because rich, powerful people control so much, it maybe will hurt us because instead of them saying, instead of making $100 million this year, these socialist changes will make me, I might only make $95 million this year. Instead, I'm just going to take that money out of the downstream part of my business. So I'll still make $100 million this year, but, 100 people have to lose a job because that's literally what they do. Like, that's the game they play because, again, they don't care about us. And then they'll say, well, it's the policy change, but really it's the greed. Whatever, I digress. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe before you keep complaining about things, just like look it up, try to actually understand what you're complaining about. So yeah, we're 2 days into the new year and people are already tripping about stuff that's not even real. And another thing that has absolutely sent me, just blowing my mind, is I'm gonna take my time to call out the men here. So people are using AI to make pornographic videos or, nude images of people. So this is what's crazy to me. If you're on Twitter, I don't know about other social medias because I primarily use Twitter. There is porn galore. All right. You can type in anything you want and you can get it. So why are you finding pictures of women that don't want to be visualized in that way and asking Brock, the Twitter AI or Chat GPT or whatever AI, to take a picture of this woman and then switch it to her in lingerie, or take this video and superimpose this woman's face onto it. Like, I'm sorry, like, should be, but that to me should be considered some type of sexual assault, like, or revenge porn or something like that. Like, if you are taking pictures of people that if you're taking pictures of people on the internet and you are asking AI to pornify them, then you just need to go to jail. Like, you're one step away from just going out on the street and assaulting someone. You are a threat to society. And me saying you need to go to jail is me trying to be PC, because what I really want to say is something that I just can't say into the microphone right now. But yeah, you need to be dealt with if you're doing stuff like that. And that's not me putting on a cape like that. That's just insane. Because and where is it going to stop? Like, you can't post a picture of you and your significant other on the internet because some freak is going to be out there and try to pornify the picture that you posted of your wife. And like, next thing you know, people are going to think it's real. Like, reputations can be ruined. It's nuts. And there's no reason you should ever ask AI to do something like that, especially in a place where, like, porn is free. Like, that just means you think you're entitled to, like, visualize these women in that way, because instead of looking at the women that are doing that for your entertainment or for your consumption, you'd rather take that from someone that doesn't want to be seen in that light. And that's just, it's crazy. Also, my Twitter and Reddit keep recommending me stuff about, like, I talked about getting my hair cut, and I think they just assumed that I was balding, because now I'm also getting all this stuff about balding, whatever. I'm not even going to go on that tangent. So, like, I hope me talking about this doesn't make Twitter and Reddit just start spamming me with pornographic stuff. Like, the algorithms got to chill with that. But yeah, that I had to get that off my chest, because, like, you are some sick motherfuckers for doing that kind of stuff. But we I just wanted to break in the new year with some different energy for this year. Like, y'all, we got to stop being fucking weirdos. And again, when I say we, I'm just talking about people, because I definitely won't put myself in a group of people that are making AI porn of like that. That shit's just like, again, I'm trying to be uplifting, start the year with like positive vibes, but that just is so low. Like, do better. But yeah, I, I had to welcome in the new year from the hospital, but it's been, there were some hilarious moments from the ball dropping. Scott Van Pelt's reaction, he almost slipped up. He caught himself. He didn't say anything crazy, but it looked like he was about to be like, oh, get this bullshit off the air. Um, I'm not going to lie. Like, the mindset isn't funny, but like, he was just overwhelmed. That was just like, I was like, all right, I see how we're starting off the year. Scott Van Pelt. No one is even thinking about punishing Scott Van Pelt for that, but the crazy, uh, lightning rod whack jobs online are already like, hopefully ESPN doesn't fire Scott Van Pelt. Like, bro, no one was talking about firing Scott Van Pelt, but but yeah, I didn't get to do one of my favorite traditions is making donuts. That's usually like homemade donuts on New Year's Eve, and bowling. So next year, someone's gonna get fucked up on New Year's Eve, because I'm going for triple digits in bowling, because I'm ass at bowling. So no one's actually getting fucked up on me. Let's just keep calling out people on their bullshit. Let's just come with that energy all year, and maybe people will maybe stop being stupid as fuck if we hold them accountable for it. All right. Yeah, this was a quick one, but again, let me be one of the first to wish y'all a happy new year, and talk to you soon. Peace.